There we go. All right.
Hello, Captain. How are you today?
I am well. Scandinavian. There we go. It's close enough.
Right, I'll be out for the walk around.
Okay. Okay. Ah. Okay. Speedbird from Stockholm. Don't think that's a correct flight plan, but never mind. Okay. Just set the right. Oh, actually, it needs to be. Let's go EGK 19.8. There we go. Okay.
Hi guys, can we start boarding now?
Yes.
Thank you. I'll back with the load sheet later.
Right, let's start sorting out fuel. One thing we also need to do is control panel. There we go. Weight and balances. See how many peeps. How many packs? Okay, I didn't see how many. Uh, I'm gonna do £7,800 then. So trip Takeoff at 7,800 pounds. So that's about £1,000 there. About £1,000. Needs to be let's see, 18, 20.
Alright, I'm back for the walk around. Everything looks good.
Oh, okay, obviously. Okay. Sorted. Good evening, Vince. Unfortunately, my dash is set to pounds instead of kilograms because of we were trying to do shared cockpit the other night, and I haven't changed it back. But I can't be bothered to change it at this point of the stream, so I'm just going to fly with. That should be okay for the moment. Let's just grab the weather. Temperature's 5, dew point -1. Okay, we should be alright for the moment. So let's go nav. Okay, we are going EKCH to Evra. Hi folks in the channel. Good evening. Those of you who are watching, please say hello in chat so I can say hello back and I can see who's watching and we can sit and have a chat. Let's go menu, navigation menu, no, flight plan menu. There we go, depart. EKCH. Right, so let's go and just grab. Okay. Info Chelsea for thank you for the feedback. Dry flight to Denmark. Let's go ATIS details. There we go. Okay, this is Castro information departure and arrival Papa. Expect ILS approach, visual approach on request. Arrival runway 12 after landing, vacate runway departure. 22 right transition. And landing, vacate runway. Departure runway 22 right. So expect 22 right departure. Do I have 22 right in my... No, I don't. Let's just change that. That's going to change the runway, but yeah, screw it. And requesting SIM 8 Charlie. Transition level 6. Trans is 60. Wind is 110 at 22. Cav OK. QNH 1020. If unable to follow SID, advise on initial contact squawk mode Charlie on pushback. This was it. Okay. So that's pretty much all we need at the moment. So runway 22 right, we're expecting. So let's actually just call in now and get our SID from ATIS. But first, let's file the flight plan so he knows where we're going. Evra. Departure time 17:33 now. Let's say 1800. It's going to be about 1 hour and 25 minutes. let's just put 130, and then we say 230. 222. Cruise speed 300. Flight level 250. Send and receive audio text, and let's just whack in the whole thing. Okay, flight plan filed. This is Air Baltic 13 Golf. Stand Alpha 22 with information Papa, QNH 1020. Alright, so let's make an initial call. Let's just make sure, actually, start your simulator, reconnect. Please set parking brake. Ready to depart. Solid. Okay. Now, what does he call himself? Copenhagen approach. Okay, it's just me at the moment, so nice and quiet. Copenhagen approach, good evening, Air Baltic 13 Golf.
Air Baltic Golf, Copenhagen approach, very good evening, sir, go ahead.
Copenhagen approach, Air Baltic 13 Golf, with you stand Alpha 22, requesting IFR clearance as filed, with information Papa, QNH 1020.
Air Baltic 13 Golf, you are set Riga as filed by the Baltic 4 charge departure, runway 22 right, squawk 7331, information Papa is correct.
That is IFR clearance to Riga as filed, runway 22, squawk 7331, and just let me know the SID again for Air Baltic 13 Golf.
Air Baltic 13 Golf, it is the Baltic 4 Charlie departure from runway 22 right, Bravo, Alpha, Lima, Oscar, X-ray, 4 Charlie departure, runway 22 right.
Okay, let me just look at that, because I still did not hear what he said. Locks. Ugh. Where do you get that in text? I don't have that for 22. Oh. I still don't have that for 22 right. Okay. Thank you. Balox. Balox for Charlie, SID for Air Baltic 13 Golf. Sorry, I was taking a while trying to find that particular SID.
No problem, Air Baltic 13 Golf, correct.
Okay, just because it's Ballo, not Balox. Okay, apply. There we go. Okay, so that's the Ballo. That's for 22 right. That's Ballo for Charlie. There we go. Number 2. Right, and 7. 7331. 7331 and it's on alt.
Catch up control with the evening Skyway 79 Mike Lima.
Hello,
With
Brazil.
information, Papa IFR2 Birmingham.
What is the little bar that says 24 hours for?
Skyway 79 on Mike Lima, Copenhagen approach. Good evening, sir.
I'll
is correct. You are clear to Birmingham and file.
I'll show you that in a minute, Vince.
Departure, runway 22 right. Squawk 732.
Alex Dirk. Etrus.
Skyway 79, Mike Lima cleared to Birmingham, Lango 1 Charlie departure, runway 2 to right, and only heard 732 for the squawk. Last number was cut off.
Etrus
M864 7321. 7321 Skyway 79, Mike Lima.
M864 to Adaxa, which is point number 8. And then from Adaxa M7405.
Down double information Papa, we are near 320 requesting IFR clearance to Stockholm.
Orvix, which is number 3.
It's going to 148, Copenhagen report for you.
Orvix, Orvi2 Charlie.
Stands Delta 12.
But I'll leave adding the Orvi2 Charlie star until we're in the air.
Information Papa is done.
What I will just go.
Stockholm Arlanda is filed.
Thanks.
4 Charlie departure, runway 22 right.
Thanks.
7346. To stop you at Charlie departure, runway at 22 right, squawking 7346. Scandi 140. 140, wait, that's correct.
Here we go, Evra. And let's just go double check what the runway is most likely going to be at Riga. Riga approach, actually no, let's just go look at ATIS. ATIS details. Expect ILS approach runway in use 36. And is that the one I used? Yes, it was. So Orv2 Charlie. Let's just put in Orv2 Charlie anyway.
All stations. Winds are 11 degrees at 22 knots. Crosswind component 21 knots. Runway 12 is open on request. Otherwise, 22 right for the point.
Nah, take 22 right. Like everyone else. Okay, right, let's just step through our flight plan route. Let's go format and then flight plan, there we go. All looks good. Okay, let's go back to format. Let's just zoom in. There we go. Data. Let's go fuel. We need to put the PAX in as well. PAX is 76 today. It's a full flight. Cargo is 1400. Fuel on board is 7800. So that gives us a gross weight of 64,000. So at 64,000, let's go over to. No, it's not in. It's actually in FS Crew links. It's Imperial. We're using the Imperial speed card today because I made the mistake. So that's 64. So that's 133 and 135. Cancel. Let's just cancel that one. Uh-oh. Let's just put those in now. And then 185 for the climb. so 50, so it's 1550. Okay, set. Right. Let's just have a look. So at this point, 4 minutes. 4 minutes left. We're all good there. Okay, so 24-hour systems check checklist, please.
Engine fire detection.
Tested. Tested.
APU fire detection.
Tested.
Package smoke warning aft and forward.
Tested.
Stall warning test 1 and 2.
Tested.
ADC 1 and 2.
Tested.
Auto feather.
Tested.
GPWS TCAS test BA system.
Tested.
Trims.
Tested.
And that's the 24-hour system check. Chills complete.
You put the climb speed into V-fry. Yes, I know. That gives me a bug at 185. You'll understand why later. It's just a dash thing. It's nice to have a bug at 185. It just shows you it just gives you more of the visual reference when you want to set 185. It's in the dash we use. Well, you already know this, Vince, but yeah, in the dash we use IAS. I always set 185 after my V1, VR, and V2
Hey,
speeds.
Cabin is ready to go.
Thanks.
If you need anything, just let me know.
Okay. Right, okay, so at that point, we have done the 24-hour system check checklists. We would then, let's do some briefing. Taxi from state, ASDEC, no, heading select, we're going to go out LNAV. Anti-ice level 1, flaps 5, on a SID, end top, bleeds, concerns.
Are you ready for the departure briefing?
Go ahead.
This will be a standard left seat departure. We are at a gate and pushback is required, so you will be handling the engine start. The departure runway and taxi route will be as assigned by ATC. For the taxi, this airport does not use ASTAX, so leave the transponder off for taxi. Nav source for the departure will be LNAV. Anti-ice is required and we'll use level 1. As for the takeoff plan, we will use flaps 5. For the routing itself, the departure will be an ATC assigned SID. We will use NTOP for the takeoff power, and the bleeds will be on. For the safety brief, any abnormality prior to 80 knots, I'll stop the aircraft on the runway. After 80 knots, I'll stop for an engine failure or fire, and anything after V1, we'll take it airborne. You let the tower know we have had an emergency and will need straight out at 1000 feet. We'll engage altitude hold, accelerate to V-climb, retract the flaps,
Then the
engage
140
V-climb,
questions done.
and
Standard
complete the
number
memory
12.
items. Any questions?
No, I have.
In a 140,
Departure
push and
briefing
start
complete.
route, 1019, information Quebec. Push and start approved. QNH 1019, information Quebec, Scandi 140.
Okay, I'm pretty much set. Let's just do the before start checklist. Before start checklist, please.
Stand by. Originating check flow.
Complete.
Complete. Gibbons. Stowed. Pre-flight checks.
Complete.
Complete. External power, APU voltage.
On, checked, 2-4 volts.
Circuit breakers.
Closed. Checked.
And checked. Escape hatch.
Closed.
No steering.
Off.
Flight guidance control panel is set. Fuel quantity 7809 pounds is on board.
7890 pounds required.
Hydraulic number 3 pressure.
Park, checked. Oh. Check, 3000 psi.
Emergency brake and pressure.
Park, checked.
Power levers.
Disc,
Condition levers.
fuel off.
Emergency exit lights.
Sky 79
On.
right, Lima ready for taxi, runway 20 right.
On,
On departure briefing.
complete.
Complete. Alright, that's the before start.
Sky
checklist.
79 Mike Lima taxi holding point Alpha 1, runway 22 right via Yankee and Alpha, crossing runway 12 approved.
Isn't there a bug with V-climb 2?
Holding point Alpha 1 via Yankee and Alpha, crossing
I
runway
don't
12
think so,
approved. Sky
Vince.
79 Mike Lima.
I don't think so. We'll see when we get there. Okay, so what we want to do is turn the APU on now. Power, start, gen, bleed air. Okay, we'll wait for the APU to come online. You can hear it spooling up. Unfortunately, Copenhagen doesn't have dynamic lighting as far as I know at this point. FlightAmper have only updated 2 of their airports so far fully for V4, and that would be Toronto, excuse me, and Vienna quite recently. Okay, you can hear the bleed air coming in now, so we've got okay, it's running and it's open, so what we can do now is pull off the external power, and we can go to our FMC, and we can go to services, and we can cancel GPU, so we get rid of the GPU. Once we're rid of the GPU, we're pretty much set and ready to go. We've got our door locked, our doors are closed and sealed. We're going to set our heading is going to be 217. Let's set heading 217. That's runway heading. Altitude we're going to climb to. Let's just go to SIDS, and we're going the what was that? Ballo for Charlie. So let's just look for. Oh, that's the Balox. Balox for Charlie. Balox there. So we need to be Balox 1 for. I'm looking for initial climb should be, well, transitional altitude should be 6,000. So let's set 6,000 as the altitude, our initial altitude. And let's select ALTCEL, and let's select nav, and that should pretty much be our CDU preset. So let's go call for taxi and departure. Or pushback. Air Baltic 1-3 Golf, ready for push and start, gate Alpha 22.
Air Baltic 1-3 Golf, push and start approved, QNH 1019, information Quebec.
QNH 1019, information Quebec, cleared push and start, Air Baltic 1-3 Golf. Okay.
Sky 7 on the Mike, leaving the winds 110 degrees at 21 knots, runway 22 right, clear for takeoff.
QNH 1019, information Quebec, cleared push and start, Air Baltic 1-3 Golf. Right, so let's...
Takeoff to right, Skyway 79, Mike Lima.
Engine start checklist.
Battery, master, main, auxiliary, and standby.
On.
Doors and fueling lights.
Closed and out.
Anti-collision light.
Red.
APU bleed.
Off.
Engine clear on 2.
Clear on 2.
Engine start checklist complete.
Right. Take the... let's just go straight backwards for the moment.
Ground, we are ready for pushback.
We are ready now, please release parking brake.
Start 2 for me, please.
Starting number 2.
Parking brakes released.
Pushing back now, you're clear.
Okay, beginning pushback.
Gandhi 140 requesting taxi to 22 right. Scandinavian 140, taxi holding Echo 1, runway 22 right via Sierra,
Start 1 for me, please.
and Bravo,
Starting number
crossing runway 12 approved. Holding point Echo 1, for 22 right via Sierra, Victor, Bravo, and crossing 2 is allowed. Scandinavian 140.
Okay, just ending the pushback there.
Pushback complete, please set the parking brake.
Brakes are set. It's nice to see our TCAS is working.
Can we get clearance at the
79 making it airborne 300. Sorry, it's 79 Mike Lima, identify, time flight level 190.
Have a nice flight.
Mark 190, Skyway 79 making.
Okay, you can hear the engines faintly coming online. There we go. There we go, you can hear the engines coming in now. Right, let's get the taxi light on. What is our one flashing light? That's parking brake, which is fine. Okay. After start checklist.
standby.
APU comes off, bleeds go on. Main must tie off. Okay, just checking my flight controls now. Off.
Main bus tie.
Off.
Ice protection.
Checked, level 1.
Checked. Level 1. Rudder travel.
Full travel.
Rudder actuator test.
Complete.
Nose steering.
On.
Auto feather.
Auto feather select.
Engine rating.
End top set checked.
Batteries.
Checked.
Flaps.
5 set indicating.
5 set and indicating. Auxiliary standby PTU pumps.
On.
On hydraulic pressure quantity.
Checked.
And checked. Hydraulic number 3 and elevator and checked. Caution warning lights.
Checked.
Flight instruments and radios.
(1019) set cross check. 1019 set cross check. set, cross-check. 1019, set, cross-check. One 1019 set, cross-check. Skip. Set and checked.
And checked. Altimeters.
1019 set, cross-check.
3011 set and cross-checked. Ice protection test.
Complete.
Roger, that's the after start checklist.
Okay, so we are set for taxi. So let's call for taxi now, while looking at our thing here. Air Baltic 13 Golf, ready for taxi.
Air Baltic 13 Golf, taxi hold point Alpha 1, runway 22 right, via Juliet, Lima, Zulu, and Alpha, crossing runway 12 approved.
Taxi holding point Alpha 1 for runway 22 right, via Juliet, Lima, Zulu, Alpha, and crossing runway 12 for Air Baltic 13 Golf. Okay, so from so we're taxiing to Alpha 1, which is right there. So that means that we taxi Juliet, Lima. So that's Juliet, Lima, Zulu, Alpha, crossing runway 12. So that's down here, take a right, take a left. Okay. Park brake off. And let's just advance.
1408, winds 110 degrees, 21 knots, runway 22 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 22 right, Scandinavian 140.
Okay, folks, we are... We are taxiing, guys. We are taxiing on VATSIM in a turboprop at night. Excellent stuff. So we're going to take a right-hand turn here onto Juliet. No, this is Lima. And then we're going to take a left on Zulu. Yep, we're on Lima right now. We're going to take a left on Zulu. It's not this left. It is actually no, that is that left. It says so on that sign just there. Let me just double check. Is that not Yankee? I'm pretty sure that's Yankee. Actually, let me just... Yes, that's Yankee and this is Zulu. Right, so that sign is for this turn off, not that turn off. Right, that's a little bit confusing at night time if you've not been here often.
Tower 700 Mike Lima, believe in my face, on for the ATC online, one of you from 122,
Thanks.
122.8, Tower 79 Mike Lima, good evening.
Okay, on to Zulu. Have to go now, unfortunately. Have a safe flight. Thank you, Vince. Will do. I should have a pretty quiet flight. So, Vince, your question earlier on, the little bar is FS to crew for the Dash-8, which is basically a computerized first officer who sits beside you and you talk to him and engage with him using voice recognition technology. And he basically does a lot of the functionality that a first officer would do for you in the flight deck. So when you're not doing shared cockpit, it's actually very helpful, particularly in an online environment, to give half of the workload over to that second pilot who should be sitting there. Anyway, have a good evening, Vince, and I will see you soon. Hi folks, 8 people in the chat. Of the people watching the chat, please feel free to say hello.
Was that a left turn for a Q-Max?
I stream so that...
Scandinavian 140.
Correct. Kilo Echo Mike Alpha.
Why am I still on... Oh no, I am. This is Zulu. Yeah, right.
That was Q-Max climb flight level 1.
I was looking at that one over there. I'm on Zulu and this is Alpha. So I need to cross. I need to turn to the right just here. Folks, I do not stream just to sit and talk to myself. So if you're watching, please feel free to say hello. Okay, crossing. He cleared me to cross runway 12. We're going to just put the position lights on. The wing light. As we cross an active runway. Well, it's not active, but you know what I mean. And as we get across the instrument hold line of 12, we will turn off the strobes. Like so. Okay, now we are going south on Alpha. We need to take our turn off onto Alpha 1. But let's just do the before takeoff checklist first. Before takeoff checklist to the line.
Cabin crew, seats for departure, thank you.
Okay, he's just running through the before takeoff checklist flows. 9 people watching. Good evening, folks. Okay, so we're coming up to
FAA notification is received. Takeoff briefing
Alpha
is
1.
complete, and the cabin PA is complete. Condition levers.
Max.
Max trims.
3 set.
113 Golf, 110 to 2, 1 knots crosswind, 20 knots, runway 22 right, clear for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 22 right, Air Baltic 13 Golf. Thank you. Set. Tested.
Flight control is checked, and all free. Flight taxi.
Flight.
Radar terrain. Radar is selected on both sides. Transponder is TCAS and unmount, and that is the before takeoff checklist complete to the line.
Below the line. Okay, there come the landing lights.
Wing on. External lights are on runway.
Runway 22, heading 217.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Okay, now comes takeoff procedure. Let's just line up correctly. This is probably the smoothest flight I've ever done in the dash before, particularly while other people are watching. Right, so set takeoff power and say Okay, so we set takeoff power and speak check power. When the PM calls positive rate, speak gear up, and etc. etc. So check power.
Power's checked.
Using rudder now. I can feel that crosswind. Checked.
Gonna leave in 1408, contact has lead and control, frequency 118.4, enjoy, bye, so bye-bye.
Oh, I can feel that crosswind.
B1, rotate.
Speed and control 118.4. Very much, Scandinavian 140.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
And gear up.
Wow, that crosswind.
Air Baltic 13 Golf, when able, squawk mode Charlie.
Acceleration altitude.
Autopilot on.
And autopilot is on.
Okay.
Air Baltic 13 Golf, identified, climb flight level 190, proceed with CMAC, Sierra India Mike, Echo Golf.
Climb flight level 120 was that, and direct CMAC.
13 Golf, flight level 190.
Climb flight level 190 and direct CMAC, Air Baltic 13 Golf. Sorry, say again for the direct 2 for 13 Golf.
Air Baltic 13 Golf, direct CMAC, Sierra India Mike, Echo Golf.
Direct CMAC 13 Golf. I don't even have that on my flight plan. Oh, for goodness sake.
And checked.
Flap 0's IAS 185, climb checklist to the line. There we go. Right, we obviously have some CMAC Etras.
And the climb checklist complete to the line.
Okay, so from CMAG I'll go direct Etras. And then coming through 10,000 feet we go props 850 below the line, but we won't do that yet. Hi Peter, have you tried P3D in VR yet? If so, what are your thoughts? I have very briefly tried... why is my Takeoff off? Oh. Okay. Let me just think. I need to get ready to go over to Sweden Control, which is Stockholm Control, which is 118.4. Let's just put that in standby. Like so. Okay. I have tried it very briefly in a flight sim con. Let's see. Props 850 below the line. Okay, so he's taking that off. That's good. And he set me 190. That's fine. Okay, we're all set. We are all set. I'm not used to flying the Dash online. It's actually really good to get this done again. Let me just get handed off to Sweden Control first, and then I'll...
Air Baltic 13 Golf, using contact Sweden Control, frequency 118.4, enjoy flight level
118.4 Sweden Control. Thank you very much for ATC. Good evening, Air Baltic 13 Golf.
Very good evening.
Sweden Control, good evening. Air Baltic 13 Golf with you climbing through flight level 120.
Hello, Baltic 13 Golf. Speed identified, continue, climb flight level 250.
Climb flight level 250, Air Baltic 13 Golf.
Inland 143, continue, climb flight level 370.
Flight level 250.
And checked.
Set flight level 250. get the first officer to do it for me. So if you look, you can see he's actually twiddling the knob up to 250. If I click on that, you can see it changing there. And once he gets it up to 250, he should say set. And we have Alt Cell selected, which is always very important in the dash. So from SIMEG, as soon as we...
Level 2, 5.
Skinner 148, flight level 370, fly direct Nilo.
Okay. So once he... And now that I'm climbing to a flight level, I need to set my QNH down to 1013, which is there. So we set standard QNH now.
Climb flight level 370, direct Nilo, Scandinavian 140.
Okay. Woo! That was fun. So, for some reason, I may have not selected the right SID because he gave me direct SIMEG, which wasn't actually on that SID. But anyway. Anyway. I don't know. Okay, right, fine. Direct SIMEG. Right, so hi Peter, have you tried P3D in VR yet? If so, what are your thoughts? I tried VR at Cosford Flight Sim Fest last October, and it genuinely blew me away. It was amazing. Sitting in the cockpit, I flew the Milviz Beaver, the Milviz Otter or Beaver. I can't remember which one it was. But with VR, you get such an amazing sense of depth, and you get an amazing sense for scale. The scale of the cockpit is like perfect. As you're sitting in the chair, you're looking around, and the cockpit is exactly where you think where it should be in real life. And when we look at a screen like this screen that you're looking at right now, you can see the cockpit, you can see the control columns, the overhead, everything, but you don't fully appreciate how you physically fit into that cockpit and what things you can reach. Like if I look over here, like some of the switches and dials over there on the other side look like they're really far away, so things that I couldn't actually physically reach if I wanted to. Some of the things maybe on the overhead look in the sim like that I couldn't actually reach them, but actually you can. The cockpits in sim, because you're on a wide angle, direct Ninta Air Baltic 13 Golf. There we go, he's just given me a direct 2, which is very nice. And continuing our climb. Right, so I'm going to turn off the storm. Just double check. Bleeds are on, pressure's doing well. Let's just bring on the HUD, because the heads-up display always looks nice. And we don't really need ice protection because it's a pretty clear night, as you can see. Right, I need to really use the bathroom, guys, and make some tea. So I need to actually leave you right now. I will be back in just a minute. Okay, I am back. Okay, climbing through flight level 200. So next thing we've got in terms of checklist is our descent checklist. And that's just setting our landing QNH, checking fuel balance, checking pressurization, the cabin PA, fasten seatbelt switch, and approach and landing brief. So let's just double check. The landing brief will be a star, will be Cat 1, dry. Let's just check what the weather is in Riga. Overcast, temperature 1, precipitation none reported. So it will be dry, but with 1 degrees, I'm going to put on the anti-ice just for kicks. Flaps 15, bleeds on, APU, yes, ASDEX, no. There we go, right. So that's ready to play when we need it. Trim is good. IAS holding at 185, alt cell selected on LNAV. Yeah, we're good. And our course, you can see with a 23 knot crosswind, you see this is where our aircraft is pointing, and that's actually our course that we're flying. That little circle there is where we are physically going to in three-dimensional space. You can see that's offset from our nose. So it's all good. Just double check QNH 1013. Let's just select standby, QNH 1013. And we're all good. We're all good. For once, everything's going smoothly. Just double check over our systems. What's our fuel balance is looking fine as well. Props 850s, torque and everything's good as well. So let's just go direct to none to Ninta actually. There you go. So the first officer's FMC is synced up with ours as well. When we get up to flight level 250, we will begin cruise, but we will also set our top of descent point. And one thing I think I didn't do is sync up the correct times. Let me just do that now. I probably just screwed up. No, I didn't screw up the Dash-8. Okay, as we're climbing, we should probably turn off our logo light at this point. We don't need that, obviously. Off logo light, off wing light, about our position and strobe stay on. Yeah, we didn't need anti-ice actually. That was good. Let's see what's going on. About 7 people still watching. So let's just go to the Project Fly radar. I'm tracking on Project Fly at the moment. Just zoom in. So on VATSIM at the moment, there we are, BTI. Why are we on Sweden control if we're not even in his airspace? I don't know. Maybe he does actually have control of this airspace as well.
1 to go.
1,000 to go. He should say 1 to go alt cell, because alt cell is selected and he didn't, but I can see that alt cell is selected, so I'm gonna let that one fly. So now that we're kind of above the cruise, let's just set over to decision height 200. One thing that needs to come off is fasten seatbelts, of course. I forgot to do that. Flight level 250 inbound. This video is going so smoothly, I might put it as a YouTube video, I think. It's a good idea. Okay, so you can see all of our exterior lights are now off. You can see the strobe is flashing up on the back of the tail as well as under the belly, under the fuselage. And you can see in the darkness our vapor trail is stretching away behind us. That is provided by Precipit FX package, and the sound package for the dash is the custom sound package. Let's go inside. So all is good. All is good. And there is Sweden below us. Okay, flight level 250 set and checked. And you can see our speed is now increasing from 185, 189 and climbing, and that speed will climb up to almost to overspeed, but not quite to overspeed. So now we are in cruise officially. Let us go and
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. We just reached our cruising altitude, and in the next minutes our crew is going to start the onboard service. So sit back, relax, enjoy the service, and I will keep you updated with further information regarding the flight once we will approach our top of descent.
okay, so that's set our top of descent point, which we can't see at the moment, which means that we've got a short ways to cruise first. If we see, we are right there. Yeah, I definitely put in the wrong star. If I'm right there, yeah, I definitely put in the wrong star for some SID. Sorry, put in the wrong SID for some reason. But there we go. Right, that's good stuff. Good stuff. I'm really happy with this flight. It's going really well. So Vince, if you're here, actually Vince, if you want to watch this, if you're watching this video afterwards on YouTube, you can see the 185 bug that I set with the VREF. Or the V-Fry. It's still there, and it's handy to have just whenever I'm climbing. I'm sure not everyone does that, but that's just always what I was told, and it's what I learnt to do. So flaps 15 on the approach, that's already set, so that's not an issue. This little guy down here, actually, I've never really known. I know that's to do with the length of the runway, but I've not really ever needed it. I've not used it. I need to rewatch my airline to sim training videos on the Dash-8 to do that properly. Anyway, what was I going to do? I was going to go back to, yeah, I was going to go back here. Let's just bring on the Project Fly, because the Project Fly tracking is much better. Ooh. Copenhagen to Charles de Gaulle, then why is he turned around? Ah. Oh, it's a little custom aircraft there. Ooh. I like looking at the pictures that people choose for their aircraft. Ah. It's an American 757 from Keflavik to JFK. What? He's just doing touch and goes in the 757. Okay, I'm not sure that I understand that, but okay. It's all doing well. Ah, that's a lovely photo. Yeah, Frankfurt to Helsinki. It's a private aircraft. I love the Lufthansa livery. I love it so much. It's beautiful. Yep. Pretty much. Hello everyone. Hello Alexis Slayer. When a flight to Iceland? Good question. I don't have any scenery for Iceland, or any specific scenery for Keflavik or Reykjavik, which is probably why I've never done an online flight to Iceland. If I go to look at scenery for Keflavik, I don't think there's any prepared 3D version for scenery for Keflavik yet. Nothing's been brought forwards. Aerosoft need to get off their backside and bring all of their products over to V4. I'm not going to be happy with Aerosoft until they update Torp Sonlifur for V4. I'm quite bitter about that I can't fly into Torp in V4 at this point with scenery. Anyway, Keflavik, Aerosoft Keflavik, let's just see what they've done with Keflavik. No, FSX 2004. Upgrade service? To what? What does it upgrade it to? Oh no, that's just... Yeah, I don't see any Keflavik upgrade to V4 or any P3D. I don't think is there any P3D Keflavik or Iceland scenery. And Torp Sonlifur. It does say prepared 3D, but it's only prepared 3D version 2. It's not even Torp is not even for version 3. You see, so they should. I'd hope that they would make the jump from V2 all the way to V4, but who knows when that's going to happen. But I'll be super happy. And it always had performance issues. Torp Sonlifur was always low frame rates. I really hope one day that they can clear that up. But I would fly to Iceland. It's a nice distance actually. 3 hours is a really nice flight time for me actually. So I would. Are you using vPilot? If so, what do you use for model matching? Okay, so good question about vPilot. I do use vPilot if I go to my settings and I go to model matching and advanced. I use a crap ton of stuff, and I still get default A321s, which really annoys me. So the second that IVA move their MTL over to a stable V4, I will go exclusively MTL, IVAO. I'll probably flip over from VATSIM to IVAO just because of the audio codec is so much better in IVAO. And like you may have heard this evening, some 50% of the time when controllers are contacting me, I can't hear them. And for some weird reason, there's a bug where the controllers and any other aircraft that's speaking at that time, I can't hear, which is ridiculously annoying at this point. It started, I don't know, 3-4 months ago. So once IVAO get their MTL in V4, I will go exclusively IVAO until VATSIM update their audio codec. And once VATSIM update their audio codec, which they've been talking about doing for quite a while, then I will reevaluate VATSIM for my use. But until then, I think I would probably go IVAO. So you can use Orbex Global. It's almost the same. Okay. I do use I think there's free Icelandic scenery. There's my top of descent point just come in there. You can see on the edge of the ND display. I do have the freeware Orbex Iceland package. So RTB LRB, you're saying you think it's annoying as well. Does that mean that you have this issue with? Is that the issue with the IVAO MTL, or is it with the issue with VATSIM, or the VATSIM Model matching or the issue with the VATSIM audio you're not hearing back? Which of the three? Orbex Global has a good Reykjavik scenery. Okay, yeah. It's been a while since I've been over to Reykjavik, but maybe I should do another ferry flight sometime soon. Or maybe I should do a WOW Airbus A320. I think WOW. It is WOW that does. Yeah, it is WOW that does the flights over to America from Europe via Reykjavik. I bought some nice chapstick or lip balm today because I'm working outside in the cold, and it smells really nice. It's not like flour or anything, it just smells nice. Oh, okay. Got a email. You know what, guys? I might go grab a cup of tea in cruise, just to save my voice a little bit. Yeah, there we go. There's a lot of nice scenery going on over here. Or a nice ATC. We've got some good stuff going. Oh, we've got Helsinki is on. St. Petersburg. I've thought about getting the St. Petersburg scenery for a long time now. I've just managed to get the Moscow scenery working. Let's just go see what else. I mean, my goodness. That's prepared 3D version, prepared 3D version 2 and 3. There you go. So I mean, Russia's really not got that much going on, except they recently did. They don't even have a link for this. Okay, right. Aerosoft Norlisk. Let's actually just Google that. There we go. Right, that is prepared 3D version 3, but that's going to be... they don't specify exactly, but that's not going to be a V4 scenery. There's really not much going on over there, except for what is this place over here? Like, what is this? What part of the world is this? I've literally never even scrolled over here on a map. Like, where is that? That's literally like I've never... It's amazing how there are parts of the world that you just have never even studied before. I think, while flight simming, I've just become so much more interested in geography than I ever would have if I didn't do flight sim. Let's see. So yeah, I do have the Moscow City X by Dozwecki Design. So I could do some Air Baltic flights from Riga over to Moscow. That'd be cool. But the St. Petersburg scenery, St. Petersburg looks nice. Oh, it's not. Let's just copy and go over here. Oh, it's digital design. Okay. St. Petersburg FSX prepared 3D. Is it going to be V4 though? That's my question about everything these days. No, it's v3.x, which means every version of V3, but it's not above V3. Some things work in V3 out of the box, some things don't. But yes. You're about coming up on a third through the flight now. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go make some tea. Default model matching takes away some of the immersion. Yeah, I know. Model matching in VATSIM is ridiculous. which is another good reason why I need to go over to IVAO. But their IVAO MTL traffic library, while I've never had any model matching issues with IVAO MTL, it's just that it doesn't work in V4. So, anyway, let me just put on my my T text, and I'm just going to go grab some tea, and I will be back in a minute. If Sweden Control tries to get a hold of me, you guys just tell them that I've gone to get some tea. So, yeah. Hi, I'm back. And let's take my T off the screen. Let's just... There we go. Okay, so while we're in cruise, let's just look at the approach charts for CAT ILS, the stars. What star do we have current? Currently we have ORV2 Charlie. So let's just go there. There you go. So Orvix, coming in from Orvix, let's just double check that that's on our... Yes, okay, so inbound from Orvix. Yeah, inbound from Orvix into Smarda, or Tuk, T-U-K, into that VOR, and then 118 down to Pevek, and then from Pevek into the ILS. So at Orvik, say Orvik, Orvi2 Charlie, there we go. Does that give us any more information about that? No. But if we go to our, route here, we should get some altitude constraints for that. So there's 2 Orvikses, so let's delete one of them. That sometimes happens. And then there's Tuck, of course. Let's just... There we go. Let's just... Oh, we're slightly off on our... let's see. What do we need? We need... Changing the trim slightly so that we trim on properly. Less of a crosswind now, actually. The crosswind's lessening to 16 knots. Right, so from Tuck, we need to be above 9,000. Oh, okay, so from Tuck, we need to be at or above 9,000. And at Pevek, we need to be at or above 2,500. Let's just delete that link as well. Okay, yeah. So Pevek, then to the ILS. And then the ILS is 2,500. So basically we need to descend to 2,500 feet. It's only an advice. Always there's possible that you can use FSX for more compatible scenarios. Default model matching takes away some of the immersion. Yeah. Hello, Andrew Sargent. Welcome to the stream. 13 people watching. There's a few more people. I've always wanted to kind of get more people interested in the streams. I don't stream terribly regularly, but I always could become a bit more official and get a bit more people interested in the streams, because I've got almost 5,500 subscribers here on the channel, but not many of them come out to a live stream, so we'll have to drum up some interest in that. By the way, guys, another thing I've been working on recently is if I go to mantockproductions.com, I recently launched my website. This is my photography, video, and other things on this website. I've got different types of photography that you can browse. And this is all my own work. So you can go and browse, say, civil aviation. And this is work I've done for some clients and also just my own work that I've shot on location in different areas. So there's a variation of stuff that you can go in here and see. Of course, we've got the v4.1 Dash-8s and so forth. British Airways got some lovely GA stuff. So feel free to browse through my website here. You've got landscapes and travel and different things here as well. So, and if you ever felt like donating a little something to my channel and the work that I do on YouTube, you could always select one of these photos. Like this one's a particular favorite of mine. This is a Norwegian fjord, and you can actually get it printed on a mug, pillows, blah blah blah, phone case. You can get canvas wrap. I'm gonna have to buy myself a canvas wrap actually. You can get different things set up and select the size, etc., etc., and then get a print. And it's sent to you. The website sorts it all out. It packages it properly and ships it out to wherever you are in the world, worldwide shipping. But also recently, I've launched a t-shirt page. And so here are the first few t-shirt designs I've done. These are all aviation t-shirts. These all, yeah, so I've enjoyed these. This is all my own artwork as well. So I've tried to come up with the jokes I come across in aviation. I try and put to t-shirts. So hold my beer and watch this. So these are, so if you hit buy now, this will take you to the t-shirt store, and you can order any of these designs on any kind of t-shirts, or you can get a mouse mat. I'm gonna have to get myself a mouse mat at some point with a funny thing on it. So yeah, and you can get t-shirts in different sizes, etc., etc. You can also, instead of so you can get all of those different tabs as well as t-shirt, and you go to my portfolio as well. This is more of a professional, well, it's more of just a portfolio website where I've got samples of some of my work, and then contact and about. And I've got a blog. I need to actually do a few more blogs at some point, because I need to update that blog page. But that's pretty much my website. Feel free to browse and share if you like it. And yeah, at least, even if you're not wanting to spend any money, and I don't blame you if you do, feel free to leave a comment at the bottom of each page to tell me what you think of each page. And I know he's just Unicorn 122.8. Sweden Control, over to Unicorn 122.8. Thank you for ATC. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
You see, and the reason he 122.8, the reason why he texted me there on vPilot was because he probably sent me a voice communication and it didn't come through to my headset. And so then he went on to my flight details, which if you go to VATSIM right now and you right click on me and go flight details, you will see it says, if you can't get a response on audio, send me a text. Sometimes not all ATC comes through to my headset. I literally have to say that every time I go on VATSIM because, oh, and Riga's gone offline. Ah, well, you can't have everything. Yeah, but literally, yeah, it's ridiculous. VATSIM is just bugged, or vPilot's bugged. I don't know what it is that's bugged. I'm sad. I don't know what it is about flight simming, but as flight simmers, as dedicated flight simmers who actually want to who really enjoy what we do, we actually have to be such software technicians to keep our flight sims running and maintained and operational, because so many things break and so much software is incompatible with this or that or this version and that version, and it's a nightmare. Anyway. I just made the ultimate noob error on VATSIM by landing at EGKK in the wrong direction. That, Andrew, is beautiful. That's beautiful. Are you online right now? Let me go see. You know what, actually, Andrew, don't feel ashamed. Don't feel ashamed at all, because my first flight on VATSIM, I took off from Stansted, but I took off on the wrong runway. I took off in the wrong direction. In a Cessna 152 at Stansted with about 3 Ryanair 737s all lining up watching me take off in the wrong direction on VATSIM. It was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let me go see. You just landed on the wrong runway. Are you Oliver? No, you're not. Let's see. No, you're not. Oh, okay. You may have landed and already gone offline. I don't know. But yeah, it's yeah. The thing is, and it, oh no, I need to go back over to VATSIM again. The thing is with VATSIM, is that you? No. Is that you? No. Okay, no, I can't find you. With VATSIM, controllers are always, you know, making fun of pilots who have no clue what's going on. But literally, like, air traffic controllers get training. They get proper training to do what they do, and then they laugh at pilots. But yet, pilots log on, and there's no one tells them what to do. Literally, someone buys FSX, installs it, logs onto VATSIM, wants to have fun and wants to do things properly, but they have no clue what to do. And I was one of those people. I still am to an extent sometimes. It's ridiculous, the stupid things that I do, the stupid mistakes I make. But yeah, and pilots log on and they have no clue what's going on, and it's a huge learning curve. It's a huge learning curve. VATSIM is huge. Like just talking on the radio and knowing what to say before you say it, and not feeling scared about communicating to controllers on VATSIM. I get flustered still today whenever I'm in a busy ATC space and they're screaming at this person or that person, and it's all hands on deck, and it gets really crazy. But anyway, so we've got a nice quiet arrival into Riga this evening because the controller went offline. But ah well, we had a nice departure from Copenhagen. One scenery I've really got to get is Frankfurt. I'd love to get Frankfurt because I'd like to do a lot more. Well, I've not done any Lufthansa flights before, and I'd really like to get into doing Lufthansa because it's just such a beautiful livery, and I'd like to just get to know Germany a bit more. I know there's some really good scenery for Germany. There's the Aerosoft Professional Frankfurt version 2 that's recently come out, which is properly for V4. And then of course there's the whole Orbex FTX stuff, regional packages for Germany. I don't really know how much money I want to spend on that though. Zurich, I mean, you've got Zurich, you've also got there's Munich and Vienna. Flight app of Vienna has just been updated for V4, so I might think about that. I've got Amsterdam. Amsterdam is always king. Amsterdam, Copenhagen, it's just such strong European airports. Gardermoen up in Scandinavia, Copenhagen, Amsterdam, excellent airports. Really fun to fly in and out of. Lots of traffic and usually pretty good coverage on VATSIM. Frankfurt is on my list to get. Berlin, not so much. I've never really been a fan of flying in that direction because, well, I mean, I've got Moscow, I've got Helsinki, I've got Riga. So if I'm flying from the UK east, I mean, I can easily fly. I mean, Copenhagen is usually my choice. It's the same distance. My thing is I never really want to get airports that are too close to one another because I kind of want to spread out my coverage so that I can fly to a more varied destinations in the world. Some airports you just have to have, but others. I see Trondheim is on. Ah, Lima November Foxtrot Tango Foxtrot. Hello. Lima November fag. Oh, excellent. Lima November fag. That's a good one. I mean, my goodness. I mean, you know that the VATSIM skies are busy this evening. If Gothenburg ATC is online, that's yeah. America, of course, is coming alive, and they just today released a look at all of these cargo flights outbound from Salt Lake City up to Anchorage, because they just Aerosoft just released released Anchorage International for V4, and that's why there's so many people outbound. You see, and they're all outbound roughly at the same time, because they've all come home from work, updated their Anchorage scenery, and they've all taken off and they're all flying and they're all doing their cargo ops, all the MD-11s, 744s. It's funny to see the way the VATSIM works. It's nice. New Zealand, there's not much going on in. There's a Qantas Concorde going from Auckland to Melbourne. Somehow I don't think that's particularly realistic, but never mind. Yesterday I did a flight from London to Singapore for British Airways, and I did the whole flight on VATSIM. It's like 12 hours and 45 minutes. Anyway, yeah, I like VATSIM, but VATSIM is such a love-hate relationship. It's just so just, you know, it's like, please, just stop it. Stop it, VATSIM. The funny thing is that I checked the wind direction but still picked the wrong runway. You know what? You just things that you do, and later on you realize that they were super stupid, but you did it anyway because that's what you thought you were supposed to do. Got 15 people, well, plus me, 14 people watching in the chat. Okay, everyone who's watching in the chat, please say hello in chat, because I wanna actually talk to you people who watch my stream. I wonder how on earth people can actually put up with watching my stream. I sometimes wonder if it's because they're a bit crazy in the head, sitting here watching me fly an aircraft, but aren't we all really who do flight sim? Let's just think. Okay, so we are about 40, no, it's about 20, well, 18 miles from top of descent. So we've looked at that. Let's look at the approach now for runway 36. So approach is 358. Let's just put that in the course. Let's hold down the format to bring up course, and let's put in 358. Let's just get that properly synced up. 358. That is set. Let's set that back to normal, like so. So that's set in the localizer into the FMC. What else do we need? That's pretty much it, except for the frequency is 108.1, which needs to go in nav 1. So that's 108.1. That's in nav 1. So that's all set. So that's the ILS localizer set in, and the glide slope will come after that. So that's the approach. Let's see. Final approach course 358. That's fine. Glide slope starts at 2,500, and it's it should be a 3 degrees glide slope. Yeah, 0.3 degrees. There you go. Okay, so and this gives you the standard straight in runway 36. This gives you, yeah, different circle to land, blah blah blah, and that gives you a holding pattern actually over the Riga VOR. So that's interesting. Oh my goodness, ask and you shall receive. I got a ton of messages in the chat. What should be my first tube liner? Tom DK. Tom DK, if you do not have a tube liner, I would say for learning purposes, probably the best tube liner to start with is the PMDG 737 NGX. If you get that, that is the de facto standard of tube liner flight simulation at this point. I would go for the NGX. once you've got the NGX, you will be able to then go on and learn any other tube liner that you so desire. Kind of Airbus is kind of as in Airbus are a bit removed from Boeing in the fact that it's not as familiar. You can't really cross over Boeing methodology and procedures kind of into Airbus, but for any other Boeing tube liner, like, go with the NGX first, learn the NGX, and then every other Boeing tube liner, you'll just be able to make sense of the flight deck. And then the Airbus. If you wanted to go Airbus, I would say, Tom, if you don't want to spend too much money, I would buy the Aerosoft Airbus 320. The Aerosoft Airbus X Extended, I think it is right now. Currently, they are updating it for Prepared 3D version 4. You can buy the Prepared 3D version 3 version at the moment and fly that. But if you are in Prepared 3D version 4, Tom, you'll have to wait for them to update it to V4. Hello, Turi Avar. Hello, Andrew Sargent. I am from Germany, from Berlin. Ah, very nice. Tursi Avar. Very good. I've never been to Germany before, actually. I've only been south of the English Channel once, and that was to Venice last summer. It was lovely. It was so mind-blowing, though, the fact that England is so close to the rest of Europe, and you can get on a plane and be in Europe in a matter of 45 minutes. You know. England is in Europe, but when I talk about Europe, I'm generally talking about everything south of England. Hello, Willis B3 and Ronnie Patrick. Hi from Gibraltar. You are from Gibraltar? That is amazing. I love that. What are you doing in Gibraltar, Ronnie? Like, tell me something about yourself. Like, what do you do for a job? And tell me a little bit about how the whole Gibraltar thing works with Spain. Like, people living in Gibraltar, do you have to, like, is there a border between the British side and the Spanish side? Like, I don't really know that much. I've got the scenery for Gibraltar. It's beautiful. I fly there in the Airbus A320 every now and then. Evening from Luxembourg, Sammy. Hello. Do you still fly with the Kicks VFR Club? Actually, every now and then, once in a blue moon, I do. I really feel guilty because I don't do enough flying with Kicks VFR. I learnt to fly GA stuff in Sim with Kicks VFR, and I really need to get back with them. They're great guys, RTB, LRB. I always think it's great to learn from your mistakes. Yes, true. But more fun to learn from someone else's. Just kidding, mate. Been following you on YouTube for years now, and it inspires me to fly. Well, that's good, RTB. I'm glad I am of some use. That's my mission as a YouTuber, is to help other people. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I see. Thanks. Not the 747. Well, you could go 747, Tom. There's nothing stopping you. I tell you, all of the PMDG products are beautiful. I love the DC-6 as well, but for different reasons. I love the 747 for different reasons. I love the NGX for different reasons. Every aircraft you ever fly, every well-developed add-on that gives you a faithful representation of any aircraft, you can always appreciate in a sim, just for different reasons. But if you specifically want to start and you want to get into tube liners, I only say the NGX because it's kind of the middle of everything for Boeing. Like, if it's not too small, it's not too big, you don't fly too far in it, you don't fly too short in it. It's just kind of that middle of the road for Boeing. So if you want to go into tube liners, Boeing specific, go the NGX. PMDG have made it excellent. You will never want anything better than the PMDG NGX 737 NGX for Boeing. Airbus, I'd say the ultimate Airbus that you can ever get for a flight sim today is FS Labs A320. It's quite expensive, but it's just up to you how much you're willing to pay. Generally, for everyday run-of-the-mill simulation, the Airbus X Extended, like I said, is generally perfectly fine, perfectly adequate. When they update it for V4, they're actually going to make it more complex a bit, so it should be fine. But I've moved on now to the FS Labs A320, and I've moved into the FS Labs family. They're going to be updating. They're going to be bringing the Airbus A319 and the 321 into their package as add-ons for the 320. So that's probably the way I'm going to go for Airbus at this point. Just because I've flown the Aerosoft Airbus versions for a while now, and I just feel I just want to be a bit more challenged. I want a more faithful representation of the Airbus, particularly the flight characteristics and the handling of the Airbus, and with the fly-by-wire. I want a more faithful representation than what Aerosoft have done in the past. So that's why I've gone FS Labs. I'm in FSX. A proper P3D license is so expensive. Yeah, Tom, I have bought the professional just because I've bought Prepared 3D version 4 professional version, and that's because I am a YouTuber and I make videos for other people to watch. I feel like it's best for me to go professional and to support Prepared 3D version 3. But most people, you can just go the academic license, which is much cheaper. It has a little watermark in the top right hand corner that says academic, and you can never remove that. But I mean, it's exactly the same as what I've got. It's just I've paid more money for mine. So it is cheaper. It is cheaper than the professional version. Oliver Hayes, I recognize you, Oliver Hayes. Hi Peter, I'm looking to get into photography just as a hobby. Can you recommend any equipment? Greetings from Ireland. Yes, I do photography myself. I do freelance photography and video for people. For some starting kit, Oliver, I mean, it depends which line you want to go down. If you want, I mean, there are many good brands out there for all sorts of kit. I personally go with the Canon brand, and that's just the way I went. I first learnt on Nikon when I first learnt in high school, and then I went over to Canon later on. But whatever brand you feel more comfortable with, just go with it. Canon and Nikon are the best for professional DSLR cameras. But mirrorless cameras are coming into the market now. There are so many good mirrorless cameras coming in now that are really competing with professional DSLRs. Good mirrorless cameras like the Sony FS7 line, the GH5, the Panasonic GH5 is a fantastic mirrorless camera. I have the Panasonic GH4 for video, for 4K video. Excellent stuff as well. I've just got to pay attention to my top of descent. But I would definitely check either Canon or Nikon DSLRs and just buy a low range DSLR like a Canon 550D or a Canon 600D, some cheap version of a DSLR will work just fine. So I'm going to go to vertical speed and put the vertical speed down to about 1700 at this point. Pull the throttle back and just take out a bit of rudder trim because that's going to change things. And in a minute I will put the seatbelt signs on. Set altitude 2500. Okay, so first officer is setting altitude 2500, but he will not set the out cell. I'll tell him to set the out cell after he's set 2500. So let's now put the fasten seatbelt signs on, but let's just ask the first officer to do that for us. I believe there's a command prompt in FS to crew here. Seatbelt, set. Yeah, set fasten seatbelts to on. Set fasten seatbelts to on. So look, he hasn't done that yet because he's first setting the altitude. Once he's set the altitude, because he's only got, well, he's going to do one thing at one time. I mean, physically in the aircraft, you would actually have two hands to be able to do two things at any given time. But let's just give him time to set altitude. So he's going to tell me that he set it.
500 set.
Right now. Oh, did I? Oh, I didn't do it properly. Set fasten. Set fasten seatbelts to on. It's just not working. Set fasten seatbelts to on. Oh, okay. Set fasten belts to on. Check. Set fasten belts to on. It's not working. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Set fasten belts to off. Okay. Maybe I'm looking at an old version. Yeah, hang on. Let me just go to... Yes, here we go. Let me go to the more recent version. Set fasten belt to on.
Seatbelt signs on.
Set fasten belts to off.
Seatbelt sign is off.
Set fasten belts to on.
Seatbelt signs on.
Okay, now he just decides to do it for me. Okay. Select alt cell. There we go. Right, so alt cells come on. He selected that for me. And I need to actually increase that rate of descent even more. Right. That's the stuff. Right, now I'm coming down properly. Okay. So my goodness, I've got tons of chat going on, which is what I wanted, so thank you guys. Tom, yeah, but it's just for students. I'm not a student, really. Oh, okay. What's the advantage to professional? Nothing. Just the watermark will not be there. Yeah, basically. Even though Lockheed will probably never do anything about it, you are not really allowed to buy and use the academic version unless you're a student. Yeah, you have to pay 140 more than the watermark removal. Yeah. Some people don't care about it. Some does. I'm not sure what camp I'm in yet. Yeah. And well, particularly I wanted the watermark removed because I'm doing YouTube videos. I don't want a watermark on my YouTube videos. And flight sim for me personally is a long-term investment. I'm going to be doing this for years and years to come. So I'm fully happy to invest properly in a stable platform. Prepared 3D version 4.1. It's 64-bit. It doesn't It's a good stable platform for me to be investing in for the future, and the developers, third-party add-on developers, are investing in as well, so I'm happy. And then there is Professional Plus. No, yes, I'm definitely not going that way. Ronnie Patrick, hi, Gibraltar is good. Can watch planes taking off and landing. Yes, I imagine you could, nice and close. In the middle of getting a new computer, and I'm aiming to go with A2A Cessna 182. X-Plane 11 any good? Personally, I've not gone X-Plane 11 just because I've got Prepared 3D version 4. I've spent so much money on V4 on Flight Sim already that I don't feel like I need to go down the X-Plane route. But of the things I've seen of X-Plane, it's a fantastic sim, very well coded. I am a little bit jealous of the lighting engine that they have in X-Plane 11. The lighting engine in Prepared 3D version 4.1 is still out of the Stone Age, to be perfectly frank with you, which I think they will be updating the lighting models and the way the lighting works, hopefully. A2A is really good. A2A is, A2A simulations. My YouTube channel is based mostly off of A2A simulation add-ons. I use them the most for GA, particularly on my videos, just because there's nothing like A2A simulations for general aviation aircraft. That's like a biblical fact. Carenado might have a fantastic selection of general aviation aircraft, and they might look absolutely beautiful. To be honest, I think the visuals of Carenado, internal and external visuals of Carenado aircraft are superior to A2A visuals, but the depth of the Carenado, the flight dynamics, the flight handling, the depth of the systems they model are nowhere near A2A level. They're getting better. They're getting better with their FMCs and their navigraphs and all that going into, you know, some of the biz jets and stuff. But it's not near the real life aircraft dynamic stuff that A2A do. Definitely recommend any A2A products in general. Yeah. Do you know the B-17 by A2A? I love the B-17. I love the bigger, heavier A2A add-ons. I can't wait until I get the B377 Stratocruiser back into V4. It's going to happen early this year sometime. A2A are going to bring all of their products, refresh them and update them into V4 properly. So I'm really looking forward to more A2A add-ons in V4. There's a few of them that they've already pushed into V4, but not all of them yet. The B-17 is one of them that they haven't brought forward yet. So coming down through 10,000, let's actually just pay attention to life. Let's just go after start checklist. Let's go to... Okay. Descent checklist to the line.
Altimeters.
High pressure. 1030 set. 1030 set cross check.
3043 sets and cross checked. Fuel balance.
Are you ready for the approach brief?
Okay.
Okay, we'll be arriving by the ATC assigned star. As for the approach, we can expect the ILS. Landing runway condition is dry, anti-ice will be required. We will use flaps 15 for landing. The bleeds will be on. And for the decision height, it's 200 feet. After landing, please turn on the APU and turn the transponder off, since this airport doesn't use AirTags. Lastly, it looks like we will be assigned a gate. The taxi route in will be as assigned by ATC. Any questions?
No, I have no questions.
Approach briefing complete.
Check. Pressurization is set. Cabin PA. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival. Thank you. Cabin PA is complete. Fasten belts on approach and landing brief.
Completed.
Complete. Descent checklist completed to the line.
Coming down through 10,000, so let's put the landing lights on now. And one thing I was just trying to double check was, what is the length of the runway? That is not immediately apparent on the chart. What is the length of the runway? Come on, guys. Come on, don't do this to me. It should be at the top. I feel like it should be at the top here somewhere, but I can't immediately see it. Riga International Airport. Come on, come on, come on, come on. That's not just going to randomly... Oh! Runways! Oh! 3,200 meters. Bam. Right, let's see if we can put that in here. Is it going to be in feet? Let's go runway. Runway length. I have a feeling it's going to be in feet because I set feet and pounds 10,500. So 10,500. Yes, correct. So I think in adding the length, the correct length, the HUD heads-up display correctly shows the runway three-dimensionally on the HUD. That's why I stressed to get that done. Okay, coming down through 5,000 feet. QNH is set, both on primary and standby altimeters. Let's just double check here. Yes, 1030. Approach flaps set to 15, like so. Descent checklist below the line.
GPWS landing flap selected 15 degrees. Fuel transfer. Off. Hydraulic pressure quantity check. Caution warning lights check. Approach and flare lights. On roof speeds and landing speed box.
Off, set.
Off and set. FA notification. Complete. Descent checklist is complete. Looks like we're getting a little bit of ice here. One to go.
Okay. 1, 2, go. Right, let's go. Select, heading select.
Heading selected.
Let's go nav source nav 1. So you can now see the localizer has just been selected. You can see the glide slope. I can't look at chat anymore, guys, so I'm going to read your comments after landing, after I get down to the gate. So coming down through 180 knots, that's good. I'm not going to put in V speeds. I'm gonna fly the V speed by the feel, which I always do in the dash, just because I don't fully know how to do V speeds in the dash. Okay, coming down the 160. Let's stop at 160, and then when ready, let's set select heading 060.
Heading selected.
Set 060. Select heading select.
Heading selected.
Arm approach.
Approach armed.
Flaps 5.
Flaps 5.
Set heading 040.
Heading 040 set.
Okay, so we have our localizer coming in now, quite nicely. Down to 150 knots. Let's go. Gear down.
Gear down.
Okay, so that's flaps 15. Let's go before landing checklist. Before landing checklist. Flaps 15 before landing checklist.
Flaps 15, landing gear.
Down 3 green.
Down 3 green, condition levers.
Max.
Max. Auxiliary standby PTU pumps. On bleeds, on and mid. FA notification, complete. Flaps.
Indicating 15, planned 15.
Indicating 15, plan 15. And that is the before landing checklist complete.
Bam. Alright. We are cleared, and let's just pretend we're cleared to land at Riga, because there's no ATC on at the moment. We're about to capture the glide slope. When we capture the glide slope, then we'll bring the throttle back to our final approach speed. And there's a Lufthansa on its way out to so that's just just bring the speed back. Yep. Okay, because of the bad conditions, see -3 degrees on the glide slope. Because of the bad weather, let's just make sure we bring out that rudder trim. Because of the bad weather, we should actually get a runway. You see that little runway icon there, which shows the runway in three-dimensional space as we come towards it. That should actually get larger and larger and larger and actually visualize itself on the heads-up display, even though we can't physically see the runway through the fog. So we need to slow down a little bit more. So at minimums is 200. Going down through the MDA, but that's fine. Okay, there's the runway. No, it's not doing exactly what I wanted for some reason, but never mind. Okay, here we go. Here is the but I have selected decision height with 2000. Okay, yeah, he's just said 1000 above decision height, so that's fine. I really enjoyed this flight. I really enjoyed this flight online, streaming it to you guys, and nothing's gone wrong so far. Let's just set runway heading in case of a go around. Okay, just a last look. Whack on the logo and wing lights just because we want to come in style. Okay, coming down through 700 feet, we're going to pull off the autopilot. Autopilot out. Okay, manual control. And let's just put this baby down on the runway nice and smooth. We've got no wind, actually. Weirdly. That's a bit strange. Usually the weather at the weather up here usually is pretty
100 above.
Is pretty rough. I expected this fog. Latvia is well known for its fog, particularly in winter. But landing.
Check.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Oh yes. Okay, using braking. Okay, to clean up. After landing checklist.
Alright, coming up.
Yeah, so he should configure the aircraft for me. Since I just... Or maybe not. Okay, there's a few things I need to do. Flight taxi flight, approach and flare lights off. Wing inspection lights off, anti-collision light over to red. Oh, he's done all that already. He would have done that as he would have done. Yeah, he would have done the flight from taxi to flight for me, but never mind. Okay, so now I'm going to taxi over to stand. That's the Lufthansa saying he's going to line up for takeoff. So from here, I think I'm actually going to taxi. You know what? He's right in front of me. I'm going to... Actually, no, that's not him. Sorry. That's default stuff. I'm just gonna pull in 308 just here. Okay, and he turned on the APU for me, like I said so in the approach checklist. So APU is already online. I don't need to worry about turning it on at this point. It's already on. Let's just line up properly on stand. Put the toe brakes on and parking brake. Take my taxi light off so I don't blind people, and then I'm going to bring my throttles down to start feather. And in the start feather position, they're going to spool down, but they're going to remain on, so they're going to keep the aircraft in this state with the electricity running, while I take the chance to go over to my data, services, request the GPU. Once the GPU comes online, I can then, well, I'm on battery at the moment, which is fine, so the propellers, usually they leave them spinning in the start feather position for about 20 seconds before pulling them completely to fuel off. So now let's put the external power on. External power is on. Now we can take the APU out. We don't want to waste fuel. We want to be an efficient crew. So let's, as soon as we can, we pull the fuel burning APU offline. Now we've run ground power. Now that we've left the props spinning for a while, we can bring the props down to fuel cutoff and open the door to see the Lufthansa 320 climbing out of Riga. Unfortunately, we didn't see him. We didn't see him leave. And now you can see what. Oh, that's beautiful. Now you can see what dynamic lighting looks like on an aircraft. Remember back in Copenhagen, we had light that it just didn't look right. The ground was all lit up, but the aircraft itself was pitch black if you scroll back through the video. But now you can see that in an airport that's properly tailored for Prepared 3D version 4, it utilizes the dynamic lighting, where the dynamic lighting is actually coming from the lamppost there, and it's actually lighting up the fuselage correctly. Unfortunately, it doesn't cast a shadow, and again, this is one of these issues with Prepared 3D where they're getting it right. They really are getting it right gradually, but like if this was real life, you would have shadows from the spotlight up there behind us that would be going forwards, but it just doesn't work. So there we go. Anyway, that with the landing and successful deboarding of the aircraft, I'm super happy with the way this flight happened online today, guys. Unfortunately, there was no Riga ATC to bring us in, but there we are. Let me just go through the last comments on my channel here before I call it a day. There's 13 people still watching, so thank you very much, guys, particularly at the end for just blitzing the chat and interacting here. That was very good of you all. That's what I always love about streaming is people interacting. Okay, so I have X-Plane 11, but not really enjoyed it. I enjoy FSX more. I had X-Plane 10. It's a shame that you don't get 11 for free if you have 10. I suppose so. I bought X-Plane 10 where I got 11 for free. Was on offer right before 11 was released. But I had the feeling that the flight physics in X-Plane was better than in FSX. Yes. In general, the flight physics should be better in X-Plane because they use laminar flow, which is a model, an engine based off of proper flight dynamics. As in X-Plane, in FSX and P3D, the way they make an aircraft feel like it's flying through the air is by coding it to act in a certain way. But in X-Plane 10 and 11, they're actually modeling the flow of air across your surfaces, and based off of the flow of physical air, gas with solids flowing and creating pressure, they calculate the handling off of that, which is supposed to be a lot more realistic. It's not completely there, but I think it's better in general. I guess they are. I guess they are. But enjoy A2A and Active Sky so much. Yeah, exactly. If A2A did something for X-Plane one day, I would totally buy it, but don't think they will. Active Sky's coming to X-Plane eventually, though. Was announced some time ago. Oh, that's interesting. That's good to know. But I think every time flight sim has its own advantages. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. Well, there we go, folks. Thank you very much for joining, and for those of you watching this video on YouTube, thank you for watching as well, and please feel free to comment in the YouTube comments below. But I will do my best to try and announce on my Facebook page what I'm going to be doing stream-wise before I stream, just so that you have a heads up. Also, feel free to go over to Mantock Productions website, like I showed you earlier on. Have a check out, have a look at all of my artwork, plus some aviation t-shirts. That might be interesting. I'm going to add more aviation t-shirts presently. I just need to design more. Landing rate of -129. I really liked this flight, guys. I'm so happy this turned out well. And the performance, there was no stutters. The FPS was perfect. It was a smooth flight in every way. I really couldn't ask for a better flight. So thank you very much, guys, for joining me for this. I'm going to kick back for the rest of the evening, guys. But yeah, that's going to be it from me. And I hope you will have a good evening. And I will definitely watch out on my Facebook page for further live stream events. I'm pretty flexible most evenings, so it should work out well. Thank you very much. 17 people still watching. That's it from me, folks, at the moment. I will stop babbling and say good evening. Bye.